has wanted to go well for me. It's
Yeah,
the way things are.
that's what it be, man.
It
Good morning.
is what it
Welcome. Welcome,
is.
everybody. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the Two Dumb Yinzers. It's episode 335. Got Mike here with me. What's going on, brother?
Oh, I'm living the dream. Not really.
Uh,
Actually, I am. It's not a bad day today. Except nothing wants to work right when I get home and right when I try to set up the show on my end. Nothing wants to work.
Not only your equipment, Derpy. I don't know if he slept in or not. I don't think he wants to work today either.
I think Derpy is like on strike. I'm not sure what's going on there. I don't know. Did I make him mad last episode?
I don't think.
You know what? I have that effect on people.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. He's hard to read sometimes. I don't know if he's mad. I don't know if he's not mad. So I don't really try to figure him out in that sense. Sad news today in the Berg.
Yes, very sad news.
As of last night, 76-year-old Stan Savran passed away. Of course, a big media guy here in Pittsburgh. I got to meet him back in 2004. He was as awesome as you would think he was.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it caught me by surprise. I opened up Twitter. It was like late last night when I was getting ready for work, and I think it was your buddy Madden. He had a post up, and it was like I'm reading it. I'm like, what? And it was like, oh my god. Then he just started scrolling through, and everyone just sharing all their experiences with the Godfather.
Yeah,
it was shocking because I knew he had health issues.
Yeah, I wasn't familiar with him being sick. I didn't know it.
Yeah, he had. I can't remember what it was, so I don't want to speak out of turn. But yeah, I know he was down and out for a while, but then he came right back, and he was still doing his thing. And yeah, it caught me by surprise.
Yeah.
We grew up with him. It felt like, my God.
Guy Junker, Stan Savran.
Stan Guy loved the show. It's Sports Beat,
baby. Yeah, man.
That was like must-see TV.
Yeah, he was always good. He was a professional the whole way through. Never any issues with this guy in Pittsburgh ever. He was
like when people die that have like some kind of stature that have a following on Twitter, you can go through, you read people saying, hey, remembering the good things. I'll remember, when they were so terrible, they did this. Stan actually lived the life of where when you die, you don't want people are going to look at you crazy if you say something bad. If you're going through Twitter, nothing bad has been said about him.
No.
That's how you lived a damn good life, and a life that like people should follow. Just a consummate pro, and just he was the man.
Yeah, Stan was great, man.
Like Pirates talk, Steeler talk, Penguin talk. He could do it all.
So there you have it, everybody.
It's gonna be
Stan Savran.
It's gonna be weird listening to the Steeler post game without him. That was always what I listened to, like on like game went over, be over, turn that on, see what he has to say. Him and Charlie Batch. Now it's like, who's gonna fill that void?
Just made me think. You go your whole life, then you die. Now, who is the famous person that's going to die right around you? Because I was thinking the other day, because that Ted Kaczynski, died last week. And you hear these names, and you see these people in the news. Who's going to be the famous person that dies right around you? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, obviously, Stan has a level of fame himself, but I mean, not big. But through his whole life, he's heard Ted Kaczynski. He's seen all the crap that went down, the Unabomber, blah blah blah. Makes me think, like, who's it going to be? It's going to be somebody. Who's going to be the famous person that dies within your death time?
Yeah, because like you said, we had Ted Kaczynski a couple of days ago. Then last night it was Stan Savran. Then also, Treat Williams, who was always in those weird action movies back in the 80s, and just all over. I noticed him on my Twitter timeline, and it's like,
I think you're going to get Pee Wee Herman when you die. Pee Wee Herman's probably going to die around the same time as you.
Fair enough. We both have the same favorite pastime hobby,
right?
And I'm like when like Stan dies, when everyone's pouring out like all these great stories of Stan, when I die, people are like, "Oh God, this asshole! Thank God,
Yeah.
this prick." I'll get one mention on Twitter, if Twitter's still a thing. Then
Oh, you're really giving yourself some.
I said one, and I would hope it would be from your Twitter account.
Oh yeah. You said if Twitter's still a thing, how long do you think you possibly have left? Holy shit!
Let's see, I'm 42. Average lifespan's like what,
So you
75?
got about 3 years.
Well, you might be right. You might be right. I haven't been feeling my normal uppity peppy self.
You know what could help you, Mike? I have something that could help you today with your
Madam, I request that you immediately send me pictures detailing your beautiful bosom in support of the national holiday known as Titty Tuesday.
I think today of all days, everyone in Pittsburgh needs some Titty Tuesday.
Is that your fed? Do you feel better now? Do you feel happy? Do you feel like your normal happy self after that?
I do. Because we were talking about Stan, and it kind of brought me down.
Yeah. Let's talk about other things. Oh, here's one for you.
Ow. What do we got?
Let's see if I can't find it here.
It's Brittany, bitch.
Oops, they did it again. The Oakland A's, they take down the Tampa Bay Rays, Mike. Tampa Bay Rays, Oakland A's. Last night, the A's win 4-3. They're on a 6-game winning streak, Mike. They only beat first place teams. They beat the Braves in a series this year. They beat the Pirates in a series this year. They just swept the Milwaukee Brewers, and now they are beating the Tampa Bay Rays, a team that the Pirates couldn't even stay on the same field as. Get your A's World Series tickets.
Exactly. This team is on a tear. I don't know.
Their wins have to be against first place teams because they don't have that many wins to begin with, and their only wins are against teams that are in first place when they start the series with them.
They have 18 wins. 18 wins. They're 24 and a half out. By far,
eight of those I know are against first place teams, and I could guarantee I could prove. I don't know who else they played.
Okay.
They won. 8 of those 18 teams are against first place teams.
They won their first game of the year against the A's or the Anaheim or Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim or whatever the hell they're called. Then they beat Cleveland. Then they beat Baltimore one game. Then Texas, Angels again, Cincinnati, Kansas City twice, Texas once, Arizona once, 2 against Atlanta, the 2 against the Buccos, the 3 against Milwaukee, and then the 1 against Tampa Bay.
The only bad team they beat was Cleveland.
Yeah. You be a good team and look out. The Oakland A's they're coming for you.
I seen this. I wouldn't. I know. I would never talk about an American League game that had no significance to what we were talking about. But I saw this and I thought, geez, oh man, the Oakland A's beat the Rays. The Rays are almost at 50 wins.
Yeah, I don't get. They are on what, a 6-game winning streak. 6-game winning streak.
That's crazy, man.
I have no idea what is going on.
If you're a gambler and you like the long shot, go with the Pirates A's World Series. You might win $1 million.
Oh, wow. Here we go, P. I knew where Ryan was going with that Twitter comment, but I don't want to go to hell. I've already been to Djibouti. Oh.
Yeah.
Y'all mean to me today.
The Cardinals lose. They lose to the San Francisco Giants, so that drops them down to 8.5 in the division. The Reds, Mike, this is the team I'm telling you right now. Watch out because they are hot. They're only 3.5 games out of first place. They're only 2.5 games behind Milwaukee. Watch the Reds. They're playing good. They believe in themselves, and they got this bizarro O'Neal Cruz.
They've turned it around since Bizarro O'Neal Cruz since they called him up.
Yeah, they sure did.
I don't like that.
I'd like to call some people up right now.
Yeah, can we call up that catcher?
Please.
Anyone's better than Austin Hedges.
Our catchers are so bad. They're so bad between Hedges and Delay. And you think to yourself, after Hedges plays for a week, you think, oh, God, please put in Delay because he can't be much worse. And he ends up being worse.
Yeah, then Delay plays. And you're like, can we have a Hedges back? I don't get it. Like our catcher, he's like what 23, 24. He's not a young prospect.
Yeah, you got to get these guys up.
You should be here in the
Henry
bigs by now. It's insane.
Rodriguez and Henry. These guys they got it. You're in the middle of a play. See, this is what pisses me off about the Pirates. They just don't know what they're doing ever. 30 years down the road, you get a good team and you don't even try to make it better. You just blessed.
It's all about contract control. That's what they're doing, to have years of service time not count when they call them up so they can have them for an extra year. They don't care about winning. They just keep kicking the can down the road and go, hey, if we get a nice little playoff run, we get a nice little playoff run. If we don't, oh well. And that's what's frustrating about this team. We're seeing that, Pittsburgh, like, we love a winner. We will show up if you're winning, if you're trying. Penguins might lose, Steelers might lose, but at least they spend money, try to win, and people go and watch them. The Pirates would try and spend. You're seeing the people come out now when they're having a nice little run here. We're in first place. Put more money into the product, more people will come because you will have a better team. Pittsburgh loves to win, and Pittsburgh also loves their sports. We love to support our team. So you spend the money, get the guys up here, and put a competitive team out there. You can win the division. You can, not have to fight for a wild card spot, actually get a full playoff series. And you know what? You might win a round or two. Go just put the money into this team because you have pieces in place.
Mike, I was watching something over the weekend. It was an Andrew McCutchen thing, and it was before he got his hit. It was just talking about whenever he came back to Pittsburgh, and the whole way that it went down. And it was a special that they had on the channel that they played the Pirate games on. This guy, this Bob Nothing, he is clueless. Not a lot of times. I don't want to judge people, but you know what? You look at this guy, you can see in his face he's clueless. And just some of the ways he reacts to certain things, and just somebody said something, and you see people when they get that dumbfounded look on their face, and they cover it with a smile, and this guy is clueless. I'm watching
right here. This is Bob Nothing.
And I hate him. I hate him.
Yeah,
I hate him.
He's the worst owner in sports. I'm glad we have the Roonies who will yes, the NFL has a salary cap. Yes, the Penguins. NHL have a salary cap, but they spend the money up to the salary cap. And if they could spend more, I pretty damn sure they would, because they know winners spend money. Derpy in the house.
Derpy here?
What's up, Derp? Derp's in the house.
I thought you were sleeping, Derpy. I did. Welcome to the show, Derpy. But Mike, here's the
imagine being named after a city and an overrated shrub. Where's the imagination, parents?
The division breaks down like this. Pirates are up top. The Brewers are 1 game behind. They start a series with the Twins today. The Reds, as I said, beat Kansas City yesterday. They're 3.5 games out. This is the team that's worrying me now. The Cubbies are 6.5 games out. That's who we start to play tonight. And then San Francisco beat the Cardinals. Cardinals dropped to 8.5 games out. Pirates, they play tonight. They're coming in the game with 34-30 record, coming in against the Cubs, who's 28-37. Jamison Tailon's on the hill for the Cubs. I like this. I like this matchup. We can get a win.
Let's go, Bucket.
1-4.
Yes.
7.02 ERA.
He's fallen off big time. He's
thrown 40 strikeouts. Probable on the hill for the Pittsburgh Pirates is Luis Ortiz with a 1-2 record and a 4.23. I mean, he has 16. He only has 16 strikeouts, though his starts have been limited.
Watch Taillon come back, pitch against the Buccos, and just destroy us.
This will be the game of his life.
This
is what happens to Pittsburgh teams.
This is what it always goes.
They have 1 day off over the next 4 weeks. The Pirates do. This is when it's you're heading into July. It's going to get hot. It's going to get real hot. This is the dog days of summer that we talked about. If you make it out this weekend, though, the Pirates do, because Andrew McCutchen got his 2,000th hit the other day. The Pirates have 2 for 22. If you make it out to the Cubs home series, which follows the Brewers series, which follows the Cubs series that we're in right now, In other words, this weekend. If you come out to the Cubs games this weekend, you get 2 tickets for $22. Not bad.
Not bad at all. Take it, boys. If you're able to
I'll
go
take
get
that
it.
deal.
Come on down, Derpy. Guy. 53 years ago yesterday, Doc Ellis no-hit the Padres while on acid.
That's the greatest sports achievement of all time.
That's my favorite.
It is too.
Can you imagine? Like when yesterday, where Pete was talking about, or the other day with Little League, you got these kids that could throw 75 miles an hour and they have no control. Can you imagine being at the plate and the dude's chucking it in there at 90, 100 miles an hour and he's on acid?
He had he hit a couple people in that game. He had a bunch of wild pitches. You can tell he was not on form. I've seen videos of that game, and he was just ducking for balls that weren't hit to him. He was seeing things out there. It is wild. Oh, Robin Williams has a whole bit in one of his stand-up specials about this. And to hear him explain it, it's a whole nother level. Track it down, find it, watch it. You will laugh your ass off. There's whole documentaries on the Doc Ellis saga. Because my man forgot, he didn't know he was pitching the next day.
Yeah.
So he's out partying. And then he's trying to do greenies, the amphetamines, to get himself right for the game. It's wild. I love it.
You know what I like to see, guys? I like to see a league that has nothing but where everybody is on acid the whole time.
I would watch that.
Pitchers, the players, the hitters, the fielders, the coaches, the fans, the whole stadium. If you aren't on acid, you can't come in the stadium.
I'm all for that.
Boy, that'd be something. That'd be catching balls that weren't being thrown. You'd have no idea what was going on the whole game.
That would be the best sporting.
You just have
experience of all
random
time.
baseball players running around.
Oh God, imagine hockey or football on acid. That'd be great. I'd watch it.
So one day off over the next 4 weeks. Here it comes. And you know what? You got the Cubbies today. And as I said, you go to Milwaukee after this. And then you come home to play the Cubs. I mean, that's nine division games right there in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Things are going to start shaking out. As I said, though, watch these Reds, man. The Reds are scary right now. I'm not saying they're great. I'm not saying that they're good even, but they're scary right now.
They're the team that can play spoiler.
Yeah.
That you throw a wrench in your plans.
Derpy, I don't know if you caught this over in your American League. The Oakland A's beat the Tampa Bay Rays.
What is happening?
I don't know. All I know is this:
baseball.
In baseball, there you go. It makes us not look as bad because they beat the Atlanta Braves in a series, who's the best team in the National League. They swept Milwaukee, who was the first place team when they started playing them. They beat us in a series when we were the first place team, and now playing the Tampa Bay Rays, who's without a shadow of a doubt the best team in the majors. In the first game against them, the A's beat them 4-3. So this helps us. If this helps anybody, this helps us. They won 6 in a row. 6 in a row.
Oakland A's, baby. They are the hottest team in baseball. They're hottest team in sports.
As Mike said earlier, they half the teams they played, more than half of the games they won were against first place teams.
It makes no sense whatsoever.
It's not just the Braves, not just the Pirates, Brewers, Tampa. You go down the list. They played every team that they won. It was a first place team, with the exception of Cleveland. I think we figured out. However, Cleveland, before we laugh too hard at that, they are right at the doorstep. Though they're only a little bit right behind the Twins. Depending on what goes on with the Twins and the Brewers this week, what are they? The Cleveland Guardians.
What?
I cannot get this Cleveland Indian thing beat into my head. I just can't. I can't.
Oh, I love it.
I am a firm believer that they should have never got rid of the Indians. So it's just sitting in my mind that won't let me catch that. Won't let me make that connection with this Indians team. They just won't. It won't. This might be years before I get this.
It's going to take you a long time to get
the Guardians.
I like the new name.
This is what they come up with, though. The Guardians.
It's
Guardians.
Like
what does that mean? What does that mean to Cleveland? What's the significance of this?
I mean,
there's
there's
these on one of the
statues.
bridges. Yeah, statues on the bridge. They're called the Guardians.
Okay, so is that
And
what
they
it
got
is?
the bridge, basically.
Yeah, so
I've
that's
been to
what it is.
this city several times. I've never, but now that I know, I'll look next time for these Guardians. Speaking of the Cleveland and their mascots, guys, anybody see the new Browns logo?
Oh my
Yeah.
god, it was hideous.
Now this is it's every year with these guys. 2 years ago, it was a very similar logo than what they came up with now.
Mhm.
Last year it was the Munchkin. Remember they put that big Munchkin on the middle of the
Yep.
field?
Yeah.
Now it's this. It's almost like the logo, the dog logo from two logos ago. It's just a little bit meaner.
It's god awful. It's gaudy, and it sums up Cleveland perfectly. And apparently, like in the ear is supposed to be like the outline of Ohio, and it's not even looking like Ohio. It's all jacked up and everything. It's great. It's comical. I love it. It's everything that you would expect from Cleveland.
I just don't get it. I don't get it how they don't. That's wild. It's what about the Munchkin? Is the Munchkin done then? I like that.
The little I don't know.
The
He might be out
troll.
on the field.
The Pixie. What was he? What is that, Derby?
I
A Munchkin, right?
I could care less about the Browns.
But what is that thing though? You know what I'm talking about? With the
The
pointy-
elf.
The
or something.
elf. Okay. I like the elf.
What's his name?
Yeah, didn't he have a name? He had like Brownie or something.
Yeah, Brownie. Yeah,
Was it Brownie?
Yeah, I was just
I
getting
thought
ready
it was
to look.
Clowny.
Clowny. Brownie.
No, it's Browning. The
I
Brownie.
could care less. I could care less about the Browns. So
So there you have it. They got a new logo. Boy, they ripping these people off in Cleveland. These marketers.
But they keep buying it up, and I love it. These
That's
Browns
the part
fans,
that
they're
hurts the
delusional.
most. That's
They're
the part that hurts
delusional.
the most. Is you could see this every year. They come up with a new logo because they know the
Mhm.
Browns fans. And I'm not bad mouthing the Browns fans. I get it.
Yeah, I'd be involved. I'd be invested too. But
It's a shame that they're taking
it is,
advantage of
too.
these people. Sticking the NFL, Izzy Banakanda, he could be starting week 1 for the New York Jets. You know what? I think that I'm going to be watching this Jets a lot this year for many reasons. There's so many reasons I'm going to be interested in this Jets team.
New York Packers.
They are. That's the thing. It's not the Jets, but you know what? We can't complain because we're doing the same thing. We're bringing in a
Exactly.
whole shitload of people and creating a whole different team. So I'm interested in the Jets. I am.
Yeah.
I'm not an Aaron Rodgers guy, and it isn't even the fact that Aaron Rodgers is there. It's just the fact that they are going to be more successful because he is there. And I do want to see that play out because again, the Jets probably been good about 3, maybe 3 if I'm lucky times in my whole entire life.
yeah, but yeah, because Breece Hall, he's still out with the he had that knee injury, and if he's going to be ready by the start of camp, and then there's not much depth behind him, so I could see
Izzy's going to do just fine.
Is he getting the start? He's one of the guys I would have loved to have seen Pittsburgh get to be that, I just liked him. I don't, I'm not a big fan of Pitt, but every game I watched this year, he flashed, man. You can see he has potential.
Oh,
Do I think he's going to be a top flight starter? No, but he's going to be. I think he can be a serviceable running back in the
I think
league.
he's going to surprise a lot of people. This kid could run. Izzy Abanikanda, of course, the former running back from Pittsburgh. I'm going to watch a lot of these guys. There's so many things I want to watch. Of course, Jordan Whitehead is still up there in the secondary. From here, next town over. Sauce Gardner in his second season, the receiver in his second season. You got Aaron Rodgers.
Wilson,
And I also seen that the quarterback, who's the quarterback, Zach Wilson.
Zach Wilson.
I see him and Aaron Rodgers are getting along just fine.
Yeah.
I think they were giving handy J's the other day at practice. And
Hey, whatever works, man. Whatever helps build team chemistry, apparently.
And Aaron Rodgers even said something along the lines of, Zach Wilson's not making anything hard for me. He's we're getting along very well.
Yeah, because Zach Wilson had the comment of like, whatever vet they're going to bring in, I'm going to make their life hell.
Yeah.
I like that fire.
Which is
attitude.
reasonable.
It's reasonable, yeah, because you don't want that guy coming in thinking you're going to be the starter right away. You want to fight for it. But, Zach Wilson, apparently, he's been looking pretty good. Better than he has in years past up there. So, maybe having that Aaron Rodgers presence is helping him.
The thing is, it's you see the story happen over and over again. You get a Hall of Famer, how it's going to go down. You know how it's going to go down. There's not going to be any competition.
No.
Aaron Rodgers is going to play just like Brett Favre played, just like every other Hall of Famer that went anywhere to finish their career.
It's going to
That's
play.
who's going to be starting. And if they weren't, that they wouldn't even be there. That's why they came to finish their career on your team. You think Aaron Rodgers is going to stand on a sideline for no, ain't no way.
No, heck no. No, me, heck yeah, I'd stand on the sidelines, collect a paycheck as long as I can.
That's you and your yes.
Yeah.
I know this about you. Former Pitt guard Jamarius Burton to work out with the Lakers this week. Another former Pitt basketball player from this past year. We had a pretty good team. They are working out with a professional team prior to the draft. So, see some of these guys get in the NBA. We need some NBA stars for us.
Pittsburgh needs an NBA team in general.
I don't think. Here's the thing.
We wouldn't support it.
It breaks down entertainment dollars, and we barely have enough to support 3 teams.
Yeah.
If you get an NBA team, you're gonna have to do away with one of the other teams. Mm-hmm. And right now, I don't see that happening. Especially, people would definitely say over the years, get rid of the Pirates, get them out of here. But at the end of the day, do you think people are going to give up this Pirates team that started in 1887 and has a rich history? And don't get me wrong, there's a lot of people that would love an NBA team in Pittsburgh, but there's a lot of reasons why it can't happen.
Yeah, I just don't think that we would support it enough because
you got to go out 82 days. Pittsburgh can't. They're not that big for one. Pittsburgh is not that big, population wise.
No.
And then you put the economics into it. It just wouldn't work.
It would be cool to have an NBA franchise because I've been at a couple NBA games in my life and they're fun to go to. It's one of those sports I can't watch on TV, but when I'm there live, I love it. Kind of like baseball. Can't watch baseball on TV, but take me to a ballpark and I have a great time. But there's only so much time. You can't. Busy schedule as is. Can't make it at every sporting event. A lot of people in that same boat.
I don't know if anybody caught this little nugget of information. Denver Nuggets win the championship last night.
I saw that
94-89 in Game 5. I for one thought that this thing was going to go a lot longer.
I did too.
Maybe if not 6, definitely
6.
I thought 6 for sure, possibly 7. Very rare that the series is over in 5 games in any of the 4 major sports.
Yeah. Because what was the stat in hockey? It's the 24th time or 24th season in a row. It's gone at least 5 games.
Yeah.
So I thought I thought Denver was going to win. I said they were going to win. But like I said, I thought it was going to go maybe 6 at the longest. But that Miami team, man, they were without Hero. They knocked off the number 1, number 2 seed. They just ran out of gas at the end, and they ran into a deep team in Denver.
Denver winning their first championship, of course,
without Carmelo.
You know what? That was the very next line out of my mouth.
Mm-hmm. I was waiting.
It's like you shoved your hand down my throat and pulled that out there. It really, literally was the next line. Only because of you, though. I wouldn't have said it if it wasn't for you.
I like how everyone's asking Jokic, "Hey, you ready for the parade?" He's like, "I just want to go home."
Yeah.
My man got horses he wants to go hang out with and stuff. He's that weird athlete that a dopey guy. Like, yeah, all right, I did this. Now I'm gonna go live my actual life now.
Right.
It's like basketball's his hobby.
Can we admit now, everybody, that Joel Embiid did not deserve that MVP award?
MVP's for the season, not for the regular season, not for the entire season. It's for the regular season. It doesn't include the playoffs, Derpy. It's just for those 82 games. Just for those 82. What's he better for those 82 games?
He was better overall. He was the main reason why Denver was number 1 completely the entire season.
There we go. Thank you for making a salient point. But yeah, no, Jokic should have won it. Embiid had a good season, but he wasn't not an MVP season.
He didn't show up during the playoffs, and I know
the playoffs doesn't matter. Playoffs don't matter for the MVP award.
I know.
That's why Jokic won the Finals MVP.
I'm just saying he didn't deserve it, even if it was a regular season award.
There we go. Okay. Yeah, because playoffs don't matter for the regular season award. But yeah, I think Jokic should have won it.
Game 5 in the NHL Stanley Cup Finals tonight at 8:00, guys. The Vegas Golden Knights are hosting Florida tonight with a 3-1 lead going into this series. You guys think that this one's going to go longer than? Is this going to go more than this 5th game?
I think so. I can see this one. I think this one might end up going 7.
Yeah, I think it would be
hope Florida comes
extremely.
back.
I would too. I think it would be extremely rare to have both finals finish so quickly, being that both of the seasons they mirror themselves the whole way from beginning to end, basically with the NHL and the NBA. I think that it would be extremely bizarre if this thing would be finished tonight. However, I wouldn't be surprised though. If I turned on the game, or you fall asleep and you wake up in the morning and you see that Vegas won the Stanley Cup last night, being tonight, would that surprise you?
No,
No,
it wouldn't surprise me. But
it would be rare
because of betting.
Yeah.
No, but the way that team's playing, I can see them closing it out unless Bobrovsky stands on his head. He stole a game already. I can see him doing it again. He stole 2 series already, and hot goalies, man, you run into a hot one, and if you get hot at the right time with a goalie, you can upset. But I just think Vegas is they want this. They want to end this series. They're tired of playing against this Florida team. They're tired of Kachuk and all of his antics. They just want to be done and over with.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, the way that the NHL and the NBA mirror one another, it could very much come down to that. You do have this hungry West team that never won its championship before, and they want it. They're hungry. They want it bad.
Mm-hmm.
This Florida team just kind of lingering around that, pretty much don't belong in this series. So, if it happens, I won't be surprised, but it would be a rare thing that both of these series could be over in 5 games. Mike, why don't you go and tell everybody about the website?
TwoDumbYinzers.com. Head on over there for everything that you need for Two Dumb Yinzers. Especially check out that merchandise store for your Bob Nothing merch. Wear it, buy it, shame him into spending money to make this team better. Yes, check out TwoDumbYinzers.com. Especially click on the on that Spotify link too. We have every single episode we have ever done is on that Spotify. Check it out. TwoDumbYinzers.com.
All right, guys. So we got Cubs trivia. Yesterday we found out they were initially the White Stockings, who I would have thought would have been the White Sox from Chicago, but I'm not correct. Today we're going to do more Cubs trivia because this is who the Pirates will be playing tonight in this series. You guys ready?
I'm ready.
The board, or I'm sorry, P on the board, Derpy and Mike in the studio. Let's go ahead and do our Cubs trivia. Which player was nicknamed Mr. Cub? Which player was nicknamed Mr. Cub? 6 words. Which player was nicknamed Mr. Cub? If you have an extremely hard time trying to figure it out, I will drop you the other 3 picks, so you could go from there. But you know what? It's going to make it real easy if you do that. So I encourage you to try to maybe guess, because the other 3 selections I wouldn't ever think was Mr. Cub. But when you do get a chance, go check that out. As Mike said, over at www.twodumbYinzers.com. A lot of cool things over there, a lot of links. Go to Spotify to check out, as he said, every show that we've ever done, the 335 plus. Also, go check out the merchandise. A lot of cool things there that you could check out, look around, do a little shopping. And finally, we are on 7 days a week, 11:30 in the morning. This is our summer schedule, 11:30 every day, 7 days a week. All right, Mike, Derpy, P on the board. Which player was nicknamed Mr. Cub? Which player was nicknamed Mr. Cub? Derpy, I'm gonna now you know what, Mike, I'm gonna start with you.
I'm gonna go with Ernie Banks. Let's play 2, baby.
Ernie Banks. Is that your final answer?
It's my final answer.
All right. Derpy. Which player was nicknamed Mr. Cub?
Bill Murray.
Derpy.
Bill Murray.
Because I have no idea.
All right. Bill Murray is your final answer?
Yeah.
All right. Give P one more moment on the board here. Mike says Ernie Banks. Derpy says Bill Murray. All right, here we go, guys. So the question of the day is Cubs trivia. Which player was named Mr. Cub? The answer is Ernie Banks. Ernie Banks. You guys want to hear who the other choices were?
Yeah, let's hear the other choices.
And P did say no clue. Uh, Billy Williams. Billy Williams. You could have chosen from Billy Williams. You would have been able to choose from Ron Santillo. No, Ron Santo. I'm sorry, Ron Santo. You think that Ron Santo could have been Mr. Cub, Mike? Would you have
No.
considered that?
No.
The only one that I thought was anywhere close was Ryan Sandberg, because
Yeah.
he was really good, but I don't think he was Mr. Cub. I mean, he was in our lifetime. That was in our. I would have recognized that. But yes, Ernie Banks is the correct answer.
Ernie Banks.
Ernie
Let's play
Banks.
2, baby.
So we got these guys tonight. I'm trying to be a little bit more happy. I'm kind of bummed. I'm bummed with this Stan Savran thing. I really am, guys.
Me too.
Like
I'm checking Twitter now to see, like, like I do every time or every day at this part of the show to see if there's anything new, and it's still just Stan
all Stan
Savran stuff.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, way to make me more depressed.
Just having a hard time jumping off the launch pad. You know what I mean? With it just weighing on you. And
it's Stan. He was the best.
Love the show. Mike, you got anything before we take off, man?
Let's go Las Vegas, baby. Win that Stanley Cup, because the Florida Panther tears of fans saying, oh, they were handed a Stanley Cup. There's just making me feel a lot better.
Yeah. Derpy, what about you, man?
Super Bowl 45 was a fluke.
Who won Super Bowl 45?
Aaron Rodgers is the same scenario as Brett Favre.
All right. And I think that I am going to say there's 89 days left. 89, Vance McDonald. I'm going to go with that because he was the one that literally forearmed that guy straight to hell. It was like that Kane. Was that Kane slam to hell?
The choke slam to hell, yeah.
He choke slammed that guy to hell. So me personally, I'm going to go with Vance McDonald on this one. Pittsburgh Steelers won't be long now, but yes, as Mike says, we got the Stanley Cup Finals tonight. Florida at Vegas. This game is at 8:00. Also, the Pirates starting a new series in Wrigley tonight. Best of 3-game series. We got to try to keep up with everybody else. The Reds are getting hot. Brewers 1 game back. It's going to be tough, guys. We are here. It's the dog days of summer. So, real quick here. I see on the board piece says the Cubs are so irrelevant for so long. Casuals didn't bother following. I know the Twins. Ain't that the truth? You know what's so crazy about that was they came out of nowhere. They were bad for 100 years. Then they beat Cleveland. They beat Cleveland in the World Series. Now they're nobody again. Ain't that
rigged? I'm calling it rigged.
Ain't that weird? The only team that was the only team that they beat that was Cleveland. I don't know.
I love it. It's Cleveland. Cleveland deserves all their misery. Derby thought he could escape it by, being a Guardians fan. No, the Cleveland curse follows every Cleveland team.
They sure do.
It does. I'll admit it.
But hey, as I said, we'll me personally, I'm gonna do me a little Stan Savran today. I'm probably gonna go back and watch videos and just like I said, when I met him, he was such a great guy, and everybody got to go, but it's unfortunate when it happens. So
yep.
For Derpy, Mike, myself, the 2 Dumyans, everybody.